Hello, my name is Jill Miller. I'm the Director of Counseling and Wellness Services here at Culver-Stockton College. Today we're going to talk about what services I provide for mental health on campus and some of the fun stuff we do for mental health on campus. So, this is my card. All of your students will receive one of these cards, a physical copy, when they get here on campus in August, and we're really excited for that. My contact information will also be at the very end of the presentation as well for you to jot that down. So, a little bit about me. I have my master's degree from the University of Missouri. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. I also have my sports social work certificate. Given that our population of students are a huge athlete population, it just makes sense to have more knowledge and the help to be able to help our students. I have a lot of background with inpatient psychiatric services in the emergency room. So I have a lot of good experience on mental health emergencies and how to help your struggling students. So I'm really excited about what this school year can bring and how I can help your students this year. So, a little bit about what I offer. All of my services are free, which is awesome. So, that means your student can come see me whenever they want to. I do about 5 to 10 ish sessions with a student for individual counseling services. That doesn't mean I'm just going to drop them off if they need more than that, but I am short term, I am solution focused. So we focus on the here and now and what your student is struggling with here at college. If your student needs something more long term, I'm happy to help find them that and help them get a more permanent therapist for them. Um, I also provide crisis intervention. If your student is really struggling, lots of programming outreach, which you'll see throughout the presentation of different stuff that we just did this year. And then I also provide student athlete office hours, and there's another slide talking more in depth about that. Something I do want you to know is that all my services are confidential. So if your student sees me, that means I wouldn't be able to tell you that they're seeing me unless they sign off saying that's okay. They can sign saying, "Hey, I want um, my mom or my dad or whoever to see or to talk to you about some stuff I'm struggling with," but they have to sign a piece of paper saying that. Otherwise, I can't talk to you about what's going on with your student. However, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't be willing to listen. So if you have any concern about your student, please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm very happy to schedule an appointment to talk with you, or feel free to call. I am in session most days, all day, and so it may be easier to find a specific time to talk. If you're having an emergency with your student, you can call our campus safety office, which I also have their contact information as well. And they'll come get me. We'll go check on your student as needed, but I'm very happy to do that as well. Your students are safe and we want them to be safe here. And so if you're ever concerned about your student, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to talk to you. And then that also means I can be like, "Hey, your mom or your dad or whoever is wanting to talk to me, and could you sign off saying that that would be okay? If not, let's talk about why," and things like that. So, some of the fun stuff we do. So, in these pictures, we have goat yoga, which is a big fan favorite of the students. And then we also provide pause for stress in the fall during finals because it's a super stressful time. That's actually my dog, Sandy. And so we'll have a bunch of dogs here in the fall for students to just relax during finals week. We have a day off called reading day. That's when we bring the dogs in. Super fun. And then another example of something fun we do in February, I do the Healthy Relationships game show, which was the first time this year, but I think we can make it even better next year. So that's really fun. The students enjoyed that. Some of the more fun stuff here, we have more goat yoga pictures, obviously, because it was super fun. We also did Student Athlete Mental Health Week, where we provided a sunrise morning yoga during that week and some other fun stuff. I did a wellness series for transitioning out of college sport because it can be really difficult to make that transition. And this is one of the pictures in the middle top there of the alumni panel, which was very informative and super cool that they'd come back and talk to our students about what it was like to transition out of college sport. World Mental Health Day, we gave away some free goodies and candy. Suicide Prevention Week, I do a bunch of different events that week. And this was just one of the pictures down the bottom left of the tabling that I provided. And we did more yoga and meditation and some other fun stuff. This is the Student Athlete Mental Health Services. So I am in the field house 2 times a week. There, your student can work on talking through their injury, the difficulties that can put on your mental health, mental toughness, and just the student athlete identity. Maybe they're struggling talking with their coaches, things like that. It can be really difficult to be a student athlete on top of the stuff that you already have to deal with in college, like your grades and things like that. So just some extra support for them. So some of the common concerns or stressors that your student may struggle with: anxiety. It can be really stressful, especially as a new student adjusting to college. Maybe you're having some homesickness and just someone to talk to about what you're going through. Maybe you're having roommate issues. That's one of the huge things I talk to new students about. Depression, substance use issues, maybe some eating concerns, having a really difficult time focusing, different relationship concerns, family problems, grades can be stressful, grief and loss, maybe your goals. I see a lot of seniors about their goals and their transition out of college. Some self-esteem issues, past traumas, some difficulty sleeping. That can be really hard to adjust in a new environment, or maybe you've never shared a room before, so that can be really hard as well. Financial concerns, really anything your student feels like they're struggling with, I'm very happy to meet with them and try to help them work through those issues. Some warning signs your student is struggling. So you know your student best. You see them all the time, and you're going to talk to them all the time. And so this is some of the signs that maybe your student is struggling, and maybe a sign for you to say, hey, there's a school counselor. What if you try talking to her? So maybe your student is missing assignments, maybe repeated absences, declining in academic performances, reduced participation, isolating themselves. Maybe they haven't come out of their room at all. Changes in their wording, maybe some more negative content on social media, having emotional reactions that are not matching the situation, alarming or worrisome content in their messages, inappropriate or exaggerated behavior, personal hygiene issues, excessive fatigue. These are all different warning signs, but again, you know your student best. And so if there's something they're struggling with that you're like, that's not quite them, here are some ways to help your struggling student. So first of all, just let them know college is hard. College can be so difficult, and it's okay that that's happening. Let them know that you're there for them, you want to help them. More importantly, stay calm with your student. If your student's really upset and anxious and they're on the phone crying to you, or you're FaceTiming and they're just really upset, if you start getting really upset and crying too, they're probably going to feel a little more anxious, like, oh my gosh, this really is a lot. And it can be really helpful for you to stay calm and help them calm down. Let them know what is on campus for resources. Obviously, I'm going to tell them all this stuff, but they come in and it's a lot of information. They're getting a lot of stuff. So if they have their support system telling them, hey, here's what I know of resources on campus for you, that can be really helpful for them. And of course, again, calling 911 or campus safety if you feel like there's an emergency or a wellness check that's needed. The last slide will have campus safety's number on it as well for you to jot down. But I have done many wellness checks. I have gone and been like, hey, why are you not in class? And so, I'm happy to do that as well. Some other resources. So we have the relaxation room on campus, and this can help students if they aren't really liking their roommate, or they need just some extra space, that they need some privacy. And so let's say they see their therapist from back home on telehealth, they can go down to this room. It's comfortable. There's resources in there. There's fidgets in there. And so that's a cool place for them to kind of just get away from everything going on. Also, campus safety, their numbers there. Again, it's on the last slide for you to jot down as well. Um, National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, so NAIA, they have their own resource page for mental health. So that's their, of course, my website has all that stuff on there for on the college website. 988 is the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Just because someone texts or calls that does not mean they're going to automatically go to the hospital. I want to help try to get reduce of that stigma that could happen. And, maybe it could, but let's say your student's having a panic attack in the middle of the night and they need help calming down. 988 has professional license um, support that can help them get through that. We also have the Lewis County Health Department, different needs that your student might have. They can go there for that as well. Yeah. Oh, also, I train campus safety, the RAs and RDs on mental health emergency. And so, just FYI, they're also training on what to do with when they're coming across a struggling student. So, here's how a student books with me for individual counseling services. There's a QR code on the back of this. It's also on the website. It's everywhere. They'll get the information. Again, services are free. And here's what happens when they scan that QR code. This website pops up. It says select your provider, and then you can select how long you'd like to see me. So individual 60-minute, individual 30-minute, or telehealth. So again, if they're sick and they don't want to get out of their room, they can do that as well. And then they just scroll down, select the availability, the time and date that's available that works with their schedule. So it's self-schedule. It's pretty convenient. The students like it because they don't have to go back and forth with emails with me. So it's very helpful. Okay, so here's the last slide. I just want to say thank you so much. I'm really excited for the school year. I'm excited for what mental health programming we can provide to the students. Here is my email, jmiller@culver.edu. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, my phone number, 573-288-6000. My extension is 6720. And then Campus Safety's number, if you just want to put this in your phone just to have in case, 217-288-6300. And your student will also have that in their phone as well, so we'll make sure that gets put in there. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you have concerns about your student, please, please, please reach out to me. And I look forward to the school year. Thank you so much.